What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to talk about the NBA draft. Now, I have a couple of things I need to say beforehand, a little bit of a channel update type of thing. Hopefully, you guys will, listen and enjoy. Firstly, I'm still sick. I got COVID again. I feel like every single time at this point of the year, March to May, June, I get COVID, bro. I can't avoid it, bro. Just whatever. It's so annoying, and it's pretty bad this time. I've been sneezing for the past 3 days straight. My throat sounds rasp as hell. It's annoying, and if for whatever reason you see me cutting the video every now and then, that's why. Essentially, it's because I'm sneezing profusely. I'm putting my germs across everything here, and you guys will have to accept it. Hopefully, I don't infect you. Fingers crossed. Second thing, I've moved into a different room. Now, if you are an OG fan, someone that was watching from semi the beginning, I've been in this room before and I'm moving back into this room now. But because of the webcam, I've set up the webcam, I've set up a microphone. Instead of recording things on my phone, which is what I used to do, I have a PC set up, I have a multiple monitor set up and whatnot. So I'm getting better in terms of the technology side of things here. So the background will be a little bit more clear. You get to see the background, all the icons there and whatnot. So, I plan on adding more things. Like there's, that space there that, we could put something there, maybe something over there as well, right there, make it unique, make it beautiful and whatnot. Maybe a Chicago Bulls poster or something could be nice. Maybe for the gaming channel, it could be anything. It doesn't matter. I might even put the TV on every time I'm doing videos, so you could just see a random Bulls logo or something. I don't know, just random stuff. It could be for fun, but yeah. Basically, I've moved again. Like I've moved rooms, so hopefully that's not too much of a disturbance. The blue light's not there anymore. I might try and figure something out where I could maybe get some LED lights around here, but it's not going to be an anytime soon type of situation. So bear with me in that regard. Okay, let's get started on the NBA draft then. So with the 12th overall pick, the Chicago Bulls selected Noah Essenge from France. He's the second youngest player in the NBA draft. He has probably the most raw potential in a sense. He's really raw as a player. We don't know much about him. At the end of the day, he has a lot of questions to the Chicago Bulls. He really, really does. But at the same time, if developed well, if put in a good environment, he could be a great asset to the Chicago Bulls. But since we don't know much about him, he could also be another bust that we've selected, try to take a risk, try to take a chance on him, and it doesn't work out. So I don't really know how it's going to work out in that regard, but once again, that is something to keep your mind on. So I have questions. First and foremost, I want to make a statement. I truly believe the Bulls are not liked around the NBA in terms of trades. Before we selected Noah Essenge with the 12th overall pick, there were reports that we were trying to trade Lonzo Ball, and I think it was Nikola Vucevic or Patrick Williams, one of the two. It could have even been Kobe White, I don't know. We're trying to trade everybody before our 12th overall pick, and we didn't do a single thing. And I think there's two reasons for that. One, every single team around the league has put the Bulls on Do Not Disturb. Every time the Bulls make a call, no one wants to pick up. Or we overvalue our players so much that they just hang up in our face. Because I don't see how I don't think it's that hard to trade Lonzo Ball. And I don't think it's that hard to trade Nikola Vucevic either. I really don't think it's that difficult. But I think we've overvalued these players so much to the point where people just don't even want to listen to us. And if that's the case, well, you can kind of see why we didn't do much there. I'm well aware we did a trade in the second rounds. We got rid of our pick. We traded to the Lakers for cash considerations. We got a later pick. And the Lakers kind of used that to go and get an earlier pick. And, we got finessed there and fleeced. To me, that's irrelevant because that's an easy trade to do. Any team would accept that trade, to be honest. If they're not interested in the second rounds, any team would have taken it. The Lakers obviously were more interested in the second round than us, and they fleeced us in that regard. So fair play to the Lakers. But to me, that's not a relevant trade for the Bulls, in all honesty. Anyway, let's talk about Noah Essenge a little bit. So Oh, I forgot to mention this. I mentioned it. Maybe I mentioned it, but we're doing a risk, right? We're taking a risk with Noah Senge. I think personally, the Bulls are the biggest risk takers when it comes to the draft in the NBA. I mean, how many trades, how many prospects have we went after that are project players? Patrick Williams is one. You can make the case for Io second round. I think that's not really a project player, but you know, guys like Dalen Terry, Julian Phillips, Marko Simonovic, Adama Sanogu. I mean, the list goes on. Even guys that we didn't select in the NBA draft, Adama Sanogu we didn't select, and even guys like Devon Dotson we didn't select. These are all project players that we wanted to take a chance on in hopes that they could develop into something special. And I mean, how many of them have done so thus far? This is why the Bulls always have a lack of trust, or the Bulls fans have a lack of trust in the Bulls and their draft processes. It's because most of the time it doesn't work out. Now, we did get one right with Matas Bazelis. Let's hope this is the second one they get right with Noah Senge, at least in the first round, because I think it's a gem. But yeah, like, it is what it is. I don't really know what else to say in that regard. Like, we're just very risky. We're a risky team. Why are we so risky? You know, we have situations where we could be ready now. You know, the Bulls want to win now. They do. They've said it. They want to be in a win now situation. So why would they do this? Why would they go for a project player? It doesn't make sense. I feel like what they say and what they do are completely different things. So it's interesting, but let's try and be as fair as possible. Noah Senge could be a very good pick for the Chicago Bulls. He is 6'10", as I mentioned, a little bit on the smaller side in terms of weight, so I can't see him being a power forward or a center at this point in time, or maybe ever, but he could definitely fit into that small forward position. He could be a guy that could be a dynamic defensive player, someone that could be a rim protector at his size, someone that could guard 1 through 4. Stacey King said that when he talked about Noah Senge, and also a player that can develop his offensive game to be very capable and work around what we have. Josh Giddey can make him better. Kobe White can make him better. Io can make him better. We got a lot of willing passes, and I think he could be good enough in transition to make an impact there. So there's one thing that could be a positive. He's also a guy that, once again, if you see him develop his half-court game, if you see him develop his offense, he could very well be one of our best players. It could happen. But yeah, we're asking a lot from Noah Senge. Where I see him kind of starting for the Chicago Bulls now is I think he's going to be off the bench. He may start in the G League. Billy Donovan did that with Matas Bazelis. He's done that with a couple of our first-round picks. Puts him in the G League first, lets him develop there. Even Dalen Terry spent like his first season in the G League. We've done that with them before. We could see that with Noah Senge, but if he's as good as we're hoping him to be, I don't see him staying there for long, but I can't see him starting for the Bulls for the majority of the season. So he's going to have to show a lot in order to be a starter for the Chicago Bulls team. And I'm excited if that's the case. I want him to show what he can do. He's a professional as well, ladies and gentlemen. He played at the professional level in Germany, which I think is always a positive. If you're versing grown men that are striving to make the NBA, physically ready men and all that, and you're playing well amongst them, at 18 years of age, that can help you at the NBA level also. And I think that is a big bonus to have in his repertoire. But yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is there are many positives you could think of, but I think there is equally as many negatives as you could think of, which is why it's a big risk. It is a big risk to take him at 12, but I'm excited. And here's why I'm excited as well, right? Because everybody wanted the center. Everybody wanted the Derek Queens, the Asa Noels, the Thomas Sorbers, the guys that, yeah, maybe they play forward as well, but they could fit into that big man role and play a small ball center type of environment, right? I never wanted that. Let me rephrase that. It's not that I never wanted that. I prioritized different things. What I wanted was a versatile player. That's what I wanted. I wanted someone, if they're going to be in the center position, they're not just a rim protector. They're just not an athletic big that can block a shot. I wanted someone that could be a willing passer. I want someone that could be a dynamic offensive player. I wanted someone that could be a dynamic defensive player. I wanted someone that could be more than just one thing. We don't just need a rim protector, guys. We need more than that. We always will be. We're not a championship team. We are not... Let's give it this. Let's just say, who was close to winning the championship that wasn't in the finals? Let's just say The Minnesota Timberwolves. I mean, they were somewhat close. We don't need a Rudy Gobert that just grabs rebounds and block a shot. We're not that team. You know, we don't have a ready foundation everywhere else, so all we need is a rim protector. I mean, Rudy Gobert is probably the best of the best in that regard, but we're not the Minnesota Timberwolves. And we're not any of the other teams that can afford to do that. So we don't just need an athletic rim protector. We need more. And, you know, I guess in that regards, with Noah Essenge, he's not a center, but I think he's a bit diverse. I think he could be definitely a jack of all trades type of guy if we develop him into that. And that's what I'm excited about. So yes, am I upset? Sure, I'm upset we didn't get a center. I'm upset we didn't get the Arsenal Noel. I wanted Arsenal Noel. That was my pick. You know, Thomas Sorba was probably my second option. I know everybody wanted Derek Queen. I don't know. For me, it just wasn't. I didn't really want Derek Queen, but it is what it is. We didn't get him anyway. But it's someone that I'm going to ask, please give some patience to this player. Please do not rule him out from the very beginning. We did it with Patrick Williams. A lot of people turned out to be right there. But it doesn't mean the same thing is going to happen to Arsenal Noel. Or to, Thomas, my brain. Sorry, I'm still sick. To Noah Essenge. It doesn't mean it's going to happen to him. So please, he's the second youngest player. Give him patience. Let him develop at his own pace. And hopefully he could work out for the Bulls in the future. But yes, we do have questions. What are we going to do now with the center position? I mean, I know we got one in the second rounds, and look, as an Australian, I love the fact that we drafted one, but he's going to be in the G League. He's a two-way player. I can't see him playing. And we clearly want to trade Nikola Vucevic. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do in that center position? I can tell you what I think we're going to do. I think we're going to trade Vucevic for probably draft compensation. And we're going to play Zach Collins as center. I think that's what we're going to do. That's what I think we're going to do. But it could be anything. We could go after a Naz Reid. We could go after anyone. We could technically do these things. And I guess even another question is, where does this leave Jonathan Kuminga, who we've been targeting for a while? Is that dead and buried, or is that something that we need to consider as well? Like, we could be going after this player. You know, that's another forward. Are we really going to do that? Maybe that's dead and buried now. So many questions, right? But to sum it up, ladies and gentlemen, Noah Essenge could be good, high ceiling, but a very low floor as well. He could be a bust. He could be the best pick in the draft. It could very much go in that direction. But the Bulls need to develop him into that. We're risk takers. We know that. No one wants to give us trades. We know that. But at least with this player, with this selection, we've gone for the project player again. Let's hope this project works out. You know, some projects, you don't get a high score. You get let's just say you're at school, you get an F in some of those projects, and in some of them, it turns into the best work you've ever done. Maybe this could be what the Bulls are trying to do. Get the best work they've ever done. It could be Noah Essenge. It may not be. We'll have to figure it out. But again, I do find it interesting that we're in a win-now situation and we've gone with another project player. I don't know what's going on there. It seems like there's multiple things that we don't understand. We're going to have to move on. So hopefully you like the background. Hopefully you like the video. Hopefully it all sounds good. Hopefully it all looks good. I don't think I'm going to be recording another video for a while. I just really had to get this off my chest. And I'm going to go drink about 2 liters of water right now. And I'm going to go to bed. So that's what I'm going to do. Because this video made me knackered. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy. And stay tuned for more. Take care. And peace.